problem 1, we're going to sketch and graph the following linear inequality. So we're going to do that by using the x and y intercepts to graph this linear inequality. So to find the x intercept, we're going to have to put y to 0. So we're going to do 5x minus 3 times 0 is less than negative 15. Negative 3 times 0 is 0. So we have 5x equals, no, not equals, is less than or equal to negative 15. We're going to get the variable by itself, so we're going to divide by 5. We have x is less than or equal to negative 3. So that's our x-intercept. To find our y-intercept, we're going to put x to 0. So we have 5 times 0 minus 3y is less than or equal to negative 15. 5 times 0 is 0, so we're left with negative 3y is less than or equal to negative 15. We're going to divide by 3 and divide by 3. When we do this, y is now greater than or equal to because the sign flips when you divide by a negative, and also when you divide two negatives it becomes a positive, so we have y is greater than or equal to positive 5. So now that we have that, we're going to graph this graph by using the intercepts. So we have negative 3 for x, so 1, 2, 3. And we have positive 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's going to be a solid line as the sign has equal to in it. So let me draw the line. Sorry, not really straight, but now we just have to figure out which way to shade. So we're going to use a test point to figure that out. I'm going to use the test point 0, 0. So when I plug that in, I have 5 times 0 minus 3 times 0 equals negative 15. So that's just 0 that's left. So I have 0 is less than or equal to negative 15. So I have 0 is less than or equal to negative 15. 0 is not less than or equal to negative 15. 0 is greater than negative 15, so that's false. So we're going to shade everything above the line, everything that is above 0, 0, because 0, 0 can't be shaded in because that is false. So we're going to shade everything above the line. So that's how you sketch and graph the following linear inequality. In problem 2, we are solving a multi-step equation by solving for the variable. Our first step is to distribute the negative 6 to the numbers inside the parentheses. So we're going to distribute negative 6. We then get negative 30 plus 18n, because two negatives make a positive, equals 16 minus 5n. Then we're going to add both sides by 5n. We're trying to get the variable on one side. So then we have 30 plus 23n equals 16. And now we're gonna add 30 to both sides. We then have 23n equals 46. 16 plus 30 equals 46. And to get the variable by itself, we're going to divide by 23. And when we do that, n equals 2. 23 goes in twice in 46. To check if our answer is right, we're going to plug in 2 for n. So we're going to have negative 30 plus 18 times 2 equals 16 minus 5 times 2. We get negative 30 plus 36 equals 16 minus 10. We're going to subtract negative 30 by 36, which is 6. And 16 minus 10 is 6. So our answer is correct, and that's how you solve a multi-step equation. In problem 3, we're going to write a linear function in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, as I've written here. So our first step is going to find the slope by using the slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So when I write that out, I have 3 minus 2 over negative 1 minus negative 2 equals 3 minus 2 is 1. 1, that makes a positive, because 1, 2 negatives make a positive, so then I have negative 1 plus 2, which is negative 1. So when I plug that in to the slope-intercept formula, and then slope-intercept form, I have y equals 1 over negative 1, because that's our slope, x plus b. Now we're going to choose one set of points in order to get the y-intercept and solve for the y-intercept. So I'm going to choose the points negative 1 and 3. So when I plug that in, I have 3 equals 1 over negative 1 times negative 1 plus b. Negative 1 and negative 1 cancel out. So I'm left with 3 equals 1 plus b. I'm going to subtract 1 on both sides. I have 2 equals b. So that's your y-intercept. So I have y equals 1 over negative 1 negative 1 x plus 2. So when I graph that, if you graph it, which I'm going to do that, our slope is 2. So 2 is here, and then we have 1, so go up 1 over 1 over 1. So there we are. And that's how you write a linear function in slope-intercept form.